Most AI ads online look like cheap slop. Weird faces, warped products, that soulless look that makes people scroll right past. But a few people are quietly using the same tools to make ads that actually look expensive and sell. The difference is not the tool they use, it's the workflow. So in this video, I'll be giving you the full workflow. I'll make 3 real product ads from scratch and break down exactly what makes them look like real ads instead of AI garbage. The prompt formula, the 3 styles that work, the mistakes that waste your credits, and honestly, where this stuff still falls apart. By the end, you'll be able to make ads like these yourself, whether it's for your own products, clients, or social. If you like this kind of content and you want to keep up with all of the tutorials, reviews, or comparisons in the AI space, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss on any future uploads. Now, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the tool I'll be using for this is Hexfield. Most AI video tools are trying to make short films, but Hexfield is aimed squarely at social and marketing video. It is the tool that most people with convincing AI ads actually use. Now, 2 things that make it right for this. First of all, it's a multi-model workspace. Instead of being locked into a single AI, it gives you access to a bunch of the top video models, such as Kling, Veo, Sora, Seedance, and others all in one place. Second, it's got its own creative controls built specifically for ads. We've got camera movement, motion, style, plus dedicated marketing workflows, including a click-to-ad style feature where you can point it at a product and get a video ad concept. Now, that combination is exactly why it's the tool that I use for my AI ads. Now, before I let you go and generate anything, you need the formula for the prompt, because this is the part that separates a real ad from complete slop. The mistake that most beginners make when they get started with AI video ads is that they prompt AI video like they are asking for an image. That's not how you get an ad that makes people click on it and make a purchase. You just simply make a photo move. 2 completely different things. The way we prompt has to be intentional, and you need to include words that make it sound like a shot. Pretty much like you are directing a mini commercial. So a formula that I use contains 7 pieces. You start with the length, format, and aspect ratio. That's the basic technical stuff. So for example, a 6-second vertical ad in 9:16 for social. And then we've got the product, what's actually on screen, then the scene, the environment around it, and then the camera movement. To actually manage the camera movement, it requires some trial and some skill or experience, but it is the part that most people skip, whether it's a slow dolly in or a push, a pan, stuff like that. And then we've got the lighting and the style, the mood of the ad, the colors, and the feel. Finally, we've got the negative constraints, which help quite a bit, and this exactly directs the AI on what to avoid, like warped logos, distorted text, or fake hands, for example. The key line to remember is that the goal is not to ask AI for an ad. The goal is to direct the shot like a mini commercial. So let me show you what that looks like in practice, starting with a luxury product commercial. So this will be a high-end look. And this is where AI video genuinely shines. This is the prompt that I'll be using for this. I recommend that you notice everything in here with the camera move, the lighting, the mist, the rotation, and of course the list of things to avoid. That's pretty much directing, not requesting from the AI. And the reason luxury ads are one of the best AI video use cases is that the value is almost entirely in lighting, camera movement, mood, and product presentation. The things most AI video generators to this day struggle with is talking, hands, or text that they can get wrong. But with this kind of ads, it's pure atmosphere, and AI is great at that. So from my first generation, maybe the reflection looked slightly off or the mist was too heavy. That's normal, you usually don't ship the first output. I can easily tweak the prompt, tighten the lighting description, and then run it again. The point is, if you are using a strong model and your prompt is already good enough, then even the first generation will be pretty good and workable with. After that is just tweaking or directly editing the video through description. And then it can look like something that a real fragrance brand could actually run. That review and refine loop is the actual workflow. So next up, we've got the casual creator look. That TikTok style ad that feels like a real person filmed it in their room, reviewing your product, and so on. This one is super powerful because real UGC production is slow and expensive, but it's also where AI can look fake the fastest. Here is a prompt that I'm going to be using for this. Now, the honest truth about this one is that you cannot blindly use the first generation. Faces and hands or arms are still where AI struggles the most. You will get takes with weird finger counts, a smile that moves wrong, maybe slightly off or uncanny thing in the video, and that's normal. So the point is that you generate a few and then you actually watch them from start to finish. You pick the one that passes as human. And one thing to keep in mind is that it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because most of the time people are just scrolling their social media and not paying attention to every frame in your video. The goal is to get a high quality generation that still feels human and normal. When it works, it's incredibly useful for testing ad angles fast. When it doesn't, you would never post it. UGC-Style AI is a testing tool that needs a human eye on every clip. It's not a fire and forget button. And finally, we've got the transformation hook that's built for short form. And here is the prompt that I'll be using for this. Now, the reason these kinds of ads or formats work best is that simple. Short form ads live or die in the first 1 to 2 seconds, and a transformation gives the viewer a reason to keep watching. The product is not just sitting there, something is happening, and your brain wants to see where it goes. The one thing that you have to watch for is the product staying consistent, as AI loves to subtly morph the can as the scene changes. So keep the product shape consistent, earns its place in the prompt. And then you need to check that the product is actually consistent from start to finish. Get that right and you've got a scroll stopper. So with that, 3 ad formats are done. Now let's go and talk about the part that actually matters. Now I'm gonna be real with you about what actually makes an AI ad sell, because this is the difference between making pretty clips and making ads that print you money. A good looking AI video is not the same thing as a good ad. The footage is maybe 30% of it. A real ad still needs 7 things. A clear product people understand instantly, a strong visual hook in the first second, one message from the video and not 5 different ones, and an obvious use case so people get why they would want it, some emotion or desire behind the ad, a call to action, and platform fit so it feels native to where it's posted. AI can generate the footage, but it cannot save a weak offer. A bad product with a beautiful AI video is still a bad ad. AI on its own is not the strategy, it's the production speed. The strategy is still yours, which is exactly why it's worth being honest about where the stuff is genuinely useful and where it falls on its face. So with that out of the way, AI ads are genuinely great for testing ad concepts before you spend on a real shoot, generating product b-roll, making a dozen social variations of one idea, building mood boards and pitch visuals, e-commerce creative, agency demos, client pitches, TikTok and Reels hooks, and product launch teasers. See the pattern yet? It's the fastest and safest anywhere you need volume, speed, or variation. Instead of booking a studio to find out if an angle works, you generate 5 different versions this afternoon and see which hook lands. That's a real edge for creators, agencies, e-commerce sellers, and marketers. And last but not least, I want to go ahead and talk about which model should you actually use. Now, Hexfield gives you access to multiple AI video models in one place, but they are not priced the same and they are not good at the same things. You might pick the wrong one and then burn credits on a model that was never built for that kind of shot. So let me save you that money. Here is the practical breakdown of the main ones and what each one is actually for. Seedance 2.0 at the moment is the best for commercial content, product ads, prompt adherence, and product consistency. This is your workhorse for anything that has to stay on brief and keep the product looking the same shot to shot. It is the most expensive though in terms of credits, and it depends on how long the video is as well as the resolution you end up choosing. After that, we've got VO 3.1, which is the best for realism, natural motion, physics, lighting, and footage that feels close to real filmed video. You want to use that one for your hero shots, the ones that need to look genuinely real. In terms of credits, it will also cost you as much as Seedance. For a more economic friendly kind of model, we've got Kling 3.0. This one is still amazing for stylized storytelling, fashion, music video visuals, dramatic scenes, and transformation shots. All of that on top of being the better, lower cost option for drafts. We also have this model that I've been experimenting with called WAN 2.6. This one is more technical, open source style workflows, restyling, and creator setups where you want more control. It's also relatively cheap compared to the other models, but keeping it honest, some generations end up way too deformed that I just have to regenerate from scratch. I recommend playing around with it, testing it out for a couple of shots, but not investing way too many credits on it. The other premium models may cost more per generation, but if it gets you close to the final result, then it's still worth it. So for the 3 formats that I have covered in this video specifically, here is how I would test. If you have a luxury product ad idea, then you want to test it on Seedance or VO. The UGC style ad is on Seedance 100% and the viral transformation ad on Kling or, once again, Seedance. That way you're matching each model to the job, but honestly you could never go wrong with Seedance if you have the credits for it. So that will be all on today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this video or whether you have any questions by leaving a comment down below. And if you have found it to be helpful or informative to watch, then give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future tutorials or reviews in the AI space similar to this one.